All right, lads, this week we're joined by a father-son duo who've become legends on social media for sharing their hilarious and heartwarming life on a farm in Kerry. From sheep to storytelling, they've got it all. You'll love the tales they have to tell, especially with John's classic Irish stories. And of course, Glyn's the man keeping it all together with his no-nonsense approach to farm life. Welcome to the Two Johnnies podcast, Glyn Egan and his father John, known as the Sheep Shepherd on Instagram.
And what about the time, remember, reporting from Dunleer, County Loud? Remember you were in Kerry?
Yes. Another time... I was the PRO and for years for the running and for different organisations, boxing and all that. But anyway, this race was on above in County Loud, Dundee, a place I know well. But I wasn't able to go this day and maybe a few more days as well, but I knew the secretary well and she rang me down the result. So I went into my barn in Kilgarvan, O'Sullivan's, one evening, and I was out to be on the radio an hour before. I said, "This is John Egan signing off from Dunleer, County Loud." And this lad said, "How the fuck are we here?" And they were above and loud an hour ago. I got to ring in the radio, he said.
You said you got a helicopter down, was it?
Yeah, I said I got a helicopter to phone. Just he started thinking then. It put him off anyhow.
And where were you when you were saying?
I was at home on the farm and a girl rang me the result. And I wrote it down. And then I went on and I let on I was above and, you know. Yeah. Which should be, and that way far away from any airport.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Lads, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having us up here.
Thanks for coming up all the way from the mountain men, as you described yourself, John.
Yeah, we're hardly down here, but we're used to snow and frost, and I'm getting old now. I'm there a long time. I can remember when there was no phones or there was no television. Actually, we had the radio, all right. And I often heard my old friend Jackie Healy saying in Kilgarvan in the 1940s, he crossed the ditch and walked a mile to a neighbour's house to hear the All Ireland. People didn't have no radios in the 1940s.
So when you started sheep farming, or farming as it was, were you born on the farm?
I was. My father, I'm an only son. I had one sister.
Right. So there was no argument about who was getting it?
But there was.
There was.
Yeah.
There was.
It's a good one.
Well, I was fairly good enough at running. I was reasonably good. I won the Kerry Senior Cross Country 10 times.
Wow.
I won the Munster Senior. And I ran in Paris in 1977 and I had a great time for 10k. Wow. I came fourth out of 400 in the European race.
Oh my God.
But my father, that time we would go away for a week and to take you would have to go up to Dublin Airport. That's one day gone, another day coming down. So I were away 9 days. And my father said, if we're going to any more of these cross countries, I'll give the farm to your sister. So that put an into. I never again ran. I ran in internationals in Ireland, but I never ran outside the country. Or I never went outside the country in a holiday. That was my only holiday.
And do you think
Paris 1977.
Do you think you could have made the Olympics?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose I never trained right. I never warmed up or warmed down. I just tugged out at home.
You used to eat burgers and Guinness and
Oh
everything.
yeah, I know a couple of races. I remember we were above in Clare one time in Innocent. I had a burger and a pint of Guinness before the race.
And how'd you get on?
I came second.
But to be fair, his times were good enough. What was your time for 10k?
10k, 30 minutes and 1 second for cross country now. They I ran in France. They're hardly doing it now at all.
No, yeah, that's a good time even by today's standards.
Yeah.
Well, it would be even good on the road, but the road would be faster. But that time I was training very hard, twice a day, doing over 100 miles a week.
Oh my God. Stop.
You would hardly drive that now in the car.
That's what I was thinking. That. I'm lucky you make that in diesel.
Well, lads, thanks for coming up. You're probably the most famous sheep farmers in Ireland now at this stage, eh?
I don't know. I suppose we set up. We only set up the page probably not even 2 years ago, and I was thinking back there how we set it up. So when I was in Australia for 6 years,
yeah,
and
half of Ireland.
Yeah, I was in Sydney, and I met my wife there, Grace. We have 3 kids now and stuff. So
and is she from Kerry?
She's from Clonakilty.
Oh, she is across the border.
She's like yourself, Joyce Max. She's a dairy farmer's daughter, but little did I know, she had 2 brothers. So that was that farm gone. But no, we set up the page. I suppose the first video we set up was we recorded. There was a sheep in the backside of our farm in Camullica. Remember, she was in the river. And we had to get the ladders to go down to her. And I said, you know what, hold the camera there. And my father was trying to video, and his video skills now would be poor now, and a lot of language. And we got the lamb in it, and we got about 2 million views from it, the first video.
Yeah.
And we set up the page.
Got the bug then.
After that, But
yeah. So before you were sheep farming, you were doing cattle.
Yeah, so That was more my father. You can talk about the...
Yeah, I was successful enough. I got second to Suckler of the year, the first year. I won the Cork, Kerry, Limerick. It was in different regions, like.
Yeah.
And we were taken up to the Green Isle Hotel in Dublin, and the winner actually was from Kilkenny. He'd be Lowland. But
So you were second in Ireland, weren't you?
yeah, and as a result of that, there was a big farm walk in my farm in 1992. The Irish Minister for Agriculture, Joe Walsh, the Spanish Minister for Agriculture, Pedro Salves, and he had a big entourage with him, how we spent money in, in rural areas. He came and his advisors and the Spanish ambassador to Ireland. And
The road was blocked. Everything was blocked up then.
yeah, the farmers were demonstrating that time the IFA against the government about bad prices. So we were to tell nobody. But the man, the Spanish minister at the time, he later became very famous. Pedro Salves was his name. He became head of the European Monetary Union. So he had control of all the money, but he didn't give any of it to me.
So you were doing suckler farming.
Yeah, well, I had sheep as well, but I had good sucklers at the time, but the standard by me started dropping, and see, we were mostly a mountain.
Yeah.
We don't have enough greenland, so we got rid of the cows, and we said that the sheep,
Tis more suitable, the sheep, like our
More
ground.
suitable.
Our ground wouldn't be like the ground up here, to be fierce heavy, like, so.
Right.
To just be more suitable to sheep with the mountains, we had to cut back on the cows, remember, because the fields kept getting ate too quick, so we said get rid of the cows and focus on the sheep, like.
There's a few windmills there as well.
Right.
Okay, you got a few windmills on your own land, did you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We got 3. First of all, we got planning for the Kerry County Council for 23, but a few neighbours objected. I won't say who they are, no, or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we only went on board Pranala, and it was cut down to 3.
Right.
And is it worth your while getting them?
Should be well worth the full 23.
That's for sure.
There won't be many people in Ireland, the TDs, that have nothing about it.
No. Well, he is the windmills now. I don't have the windmills, so since I started farming, I've never been poor, and since he stopped farming, he's never had more money because he has the windmills. So yeah.
So if you have sheep up in the mountain, I take it you must have right good dogs.
Jeez,
We have.
We have 2 good dogs and we have a few bad dogs there. So it's like
Bad language.
a lot of. If people know who wouldn't, the neighbours must think we're half mad because they're roaring and shout, "Jeez, Jack, go outside!" You know, tis fairly loud now, but they're okay. We get by with them, like.
A quad travels the most of our mountain, like, it's not rocky.
Yeah.
It's a bit high. Like, we quad now, and when I was young, I used to have to walk it all, and there was very few fenced. Now it is all fenced up and divided into parts, and we have quads to travel it all, but when I was young, there was no quad. I had to walk.
No wonder you were so fit.
And then run maybe as well. I might walk 16 or 17 miles every day besides the running. So I had an advantage in training before I ever started.
But is still the importance of the dog in rounding up sheep? Like, it must be massive.
Oh,
still,
sure,
is it?
tis massive. Like, the quads are great to an extent, but sure, you need the dogs. Like, and some people would have outstanding dogs out there, but we've 2 good dogs, right? They get us by, and we've a few bad dogs, like we says, and we've a Labrador, like your dog there.
Go, John.
Yeah, we call him Charlie. He's a mighty dog altogether.
And like, does it take long to train the dog, or like, do you get him trained, or what way does it work?
Once you have a kind of a decent enough dog, the younger pups will kind of start following, so she'll train him in that way. Do you know? Do you know? That's usually how it happens. You're going to have bad dogs too, like. Do you know?
Yeah. Sheep farming looks like hard work.
Well, I suppose the start of 2025 has been rough now with the snow and stuff.
Yeah.
And we see it up here in the Galtee Mountains, they were digging out sheep.
Yeah.
It was fairly rough going, and with the storm there and stuff, and we had no electricity for a good few days. It was only back as of 2 days ago, but that's a good thanks to the Healy Rays as well. Like, and
Come here, we'll just jump straight to it. You're close friends. You're big fans of the Healy Rays.
yeah, we did a video there only a few weeks ago about our trip to the Dáil with the Rays.
I've seen that, yeah.
So like we'd be fairly good pals with the Healy Rays, and for farmers now, like, it's brilliant to have one of them, and like Mike inside the door now, and Minister of Agriculture. So we'll be putting a good bit of pressure on Mike too to get stuff done for the farmers.
Yeah.
Because if anyone can get it done, 'tis the Healy Rays. Like,
What would the sheep farmers be looking for?
so it's
More money in the Euro Premium. More money.
well, there's definitely more money, but the main,
Money.
The sheep farmers are asking the government for more money.
as he said above the Dáil, I only want 3 things: Kerry.
Kerry.
But the main thing, what I'd like to push on my page is, because it's mainly a sheep page, but it's for wool. Like, back in my grandfather's time, did you say they could buy a new car every year?
Big farmers. Like, we'd have about 800 yours now. We'd have a good big farm enough, and a lot of big farmers in Kilgarvan in the 50s, they've all bought new cars. And my father would always buy a new car and get rid of it after a year or two because the wool made, you got more money for the wool than maybe 4 teachers pay for the year.
Stop.
That's not the case now, though.
There's
Yeah,
nothing, can't sell it now.
So, for example, 800 euros and 200 place, say 1,000 euros, what we'd get for the wool would be about 200 euro. It isn't worth the
You have to
effort of
pay the
bagging.
shear, it might cost up to 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
pay a
so
shearer.
it would be even more now, because
How
it's
many
up to
lads?
250.
How many lads would it take you? How many days to shear 800 or
So
1,000?
I shored the sheep the last 2 years, but just the year gone by, we got shearers from Glencar there, and there was 3 of them. They shore them over the case of 2 or 3 days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
But like when I was doing it, it was taking me half the year, I suppose.
On your own?
Yeah, on my own. Yeah, tis tough.
That's backbreaking stuff
yeah.
too.
Oh, tis the toughest job I've ever in my life done.
Shearing the sheep.
Yeah, they deserve every penny they get. The sheep shearers.
I was watching the sheep shearing championships on YouTube one day, and the boys are so lean.
Oh,
yeah.
Like they're so
Hardy bucks, but
oh dear,
yeah.
you wouldn't fight one of them.
They don't feel
ever.
pain.
No.
and like it's not gym strength, it's pure raw strength.
Country strength.
Yeah, country strength.
Imagine marking one of them lads.
I
They've
know,
been,
thanks.
they've been no anything.
What do they do with sheep's wool now? Like some of it goes for clothes.
In olden times when it was so dear, there was the Korean War and different wars, and if we lined the ship with wool, that time the gunpowder wouldn't go, to fall dead inside in it.
Do you know the cannonballs?
To just fall dead.
right.
But the modern
Yeah.
gunpowder will blow
But
the
also,
ship. That's how it went dear.
But also as well, like they used to all wear jackets with woolen jumpers,
jumpers.
savage insulator. But with synthetic products now from China and everywhere, sure, it's all about fast fashion.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to wear a t-shirt, throw it out the next day for €10. Like, whereas wool products are expensive. Like, and
But they're using it for insulation and composting. and all kinds
they've started that, but I think it's costing too much to do it, and it's like the ordinary insulation is a lot cheaper. So but that's what I want to use my page for next coming years is to put a bit of pressure on the Minister of Agriculture, Michael Healy and Brendan Hayden, to bring in some incentive to get money for the wool because it's such a natural product.
Well, what could you do with it?
Well, we'll have to do something. I don't know. There's plenty of ideas out there with
Yeah.
insulation.
It won't burn. It won't burn.
It won't burn.
Yeah, but like there has to be something out there. Like, but
Could you insulate the attic with it?
you definitely could, but there's a process of cleaning and all that. Like you need to put big money into it. Like, but Ireland should definitely do it because, geez, there's some amount of sheep
So
in
much
Ireland,
of it, like yeah. Sheep shearing looks hard, is hard. Lambing season just seems like
Oh, torture.
Non-stop.
absolute
torture.
like we have
Slavery.
A friend, we have a friend who has it, and he goes on a big drinking session before lambing season because he knows this is it now. I'll see you again in a couple of months.
Yeah, it is. So the past spring, you even said it yourself, it was the worst spring that he've ever witnessed.
Yeah,
and, he
for
was
weather.
and he was born in the 1940s. Like, so
49, yeah.
it was absolutely shocking. Like, and
So how many would you have, like, say in lamb, or what way does it go? Because do you do it in shifts? Because obviously they can be born.
Up until 2 years ago, we were doing it ourselves, myself and my father. But the last 2 years now, we've got students.
Yes.
One girl for the night time and another student during the day. And
from like ag colleges.
Yeah, from UCD. So it's worked out really good and they've been brilliant. But it was just pure torture what we were doing before that. It's still really busy.
Yeah.
But like everyone knows with lambing time, like you have plenty of live lambs, but you don't have dead lambs, just the way it is like with farming, like, and like you try your best to keep them alive.
Yeah.
But like when the weather, like we've good enough sheds now and stuff. And
So you have them all in your shed?
We could keep a couple hundred inside, which is good. But when the weather was so bad last year, we had to lay them out because build up a bacteria. And when when the rain was pelting
They get
off
disease
the sheep,
inside.
Yeah. You'd run out of room, like, so. But during the heat of it, I saw we were having 17, 80 lambs a day, which is a lot, like. And like,
would you have to be there for each one?
geez, most of them you do, like.
Yeah, you couldn't leave it to nature.
Yeah, we'd have a soft enough old kind of lowland cross. You'd have to be a bit of minding them, like.
Right.
But like the hillios would be a bit better, like. But some people who work part time just live to God.
Yeah.
But like, see, they're not worried about that because it's not their main income. Whereas I'm full time; it's my main income.
Yeah.
Every lamb alive is, it's
profit,
So
And come here, do you go to the Mart much?
we do go to the Mart, but this year we sold more to the factory. But we were saying coming up there when you used to have the whaling stuff. Remember going to the Mart was a savage day out. You nearly spend more money than they
Where's
made.
nearly spend the price with? We go to Castle Island now, especially with cattle. And there was a character now, and it was carrying the cattle for us. And he'd have a rake of poteen to sell as well. He'd have them under the lorry because the guards would be searching the lorry. But he'd have them tied up somewhere under the lorry. And when he'd arrive in Castle Island, they'd all gather around him for their bottle of poteen.
Is Kilgarvan a good spot for the Puchee?
Oh, it is a terrible.
Jesus, it was.
There was a great story. This is a true story. In Puddeen was being made in the far out part of Kilgarvan near the Cork border in the hilly area. And the guards in Kinmare, there'd only be one guard in Kilgarvan, were told, go and get it. So 5 or 6 of them headed out one day. And they went into the house. The first thing they smelled was the Puddeen. Desperate. They couldn't find it. They searched it upside down. They went outside the door and there was drains and they took up the flags. Found nothing. They had to go back into Kinmare. Got nothing. So about 20 years after, the woman of the house was moved down to some old folks' home in Kilgarvan village. The guard in Kilgarvan was retired. So he said, I'll go to see her. And he did. He was a nice man. And he said, by the way, he said, the day we went up searching for the Puddeen, where was it? Oh, she said it was inside in the teapot heating up on the range. So
Smell would knock you.
the smell did knock up, but I couldn't find it.
In a big pot of tea up in the fire.
It was always a well-known place for making poutine dough.
It was, yeah. In olden times it was, but I don't think the moment now.
Did you ever try your hand at it?
No, but I drank it.
He drank plenty of it.
You drink it straight.
Well, yes, you could. I know. If it were a bad flu, if we get the right thing, the right stuff, it's good.
Sort you out.
If it was sick cow thrown down, give her a half a bottle of it and she'll jump up. So I know for her.
Jeez, I must try that with a sheep.
I don't know. But if we give them too much to sheep, it would kill them, like.
Yeah.
But a cow's a big, heavier, like.
And did the cows like drinking poachine?
Well, it was very successful, the ones we gave it anyway.
Yeah.
About a half a bottle.
And on the Mart, did you get left at the Mart one day when you were a child?
Oh, that's another one, Glyn.
did.
We went to Milltown Mart. Glyn was 4 years. And
This is my first time going to the Mart. It was a good introduction to farming. So
Then you were 4.
4 years, so I let himself.
my father was alive at the time, and he was there as well. And we went to the Mart and we sold them where we hadn't. Just we drove away, and we came away down about 8 or 9 miles from the Mart towards Killarney. And my father said, "Where's Glyn?" And I looked in the back of the car. No Glyn.
But what happened was, I was inside in the Mart, and in the Mart there are swinging doors. They go both ways.
Yeah.
But obviously I was last.
We went down the stairs and it swung on him.
and swung and it floored me. Jesus Christ, the muffs are off. But it floored me back, and I wasn't strong enough to push the doors. Yeah. So they were gone halfway home. And then my grandfather looked back. Where the fuck is Glyn? drove back in it. You go away.
We drove back anyway, and we parked the car somewhere where it was. And we went into the manager of the Mart, and he was Michael O'Shea, and he was very obliging. He called out over the microphone, such a young lad missing. So we couldn't still find him. We went back to the car, went inside it. He knew where it was.
They parked in the same place, so
he was wandering around there.
I barely remember there was no locking car, so I went into the back of it. So
he was lucky he wasn't left in Milltown.
yeah, it was a good introduction to farming.
But the Mart was a good old crackdown, in fairness. It's social thing as well.
It was where
Yeah.
people would meet. But to see it's online now, and people goes away and they let their animals at the Mart, and they can look at their phone at home.
Yeah.
See, there was a lot more full-time farmers back then. There isn't half the full-time farmers now. It's nearly all part-time. They just drop their animals in the morning, go off to work, and just sell the animals. What may be it like? If you go into a Mart now, the average age of farmers inside are well over 60.
All men.
Do you know? I'm nearly 35 now, like, and I'm considered a young farmer. Do you know?
Yeah.
In most, so the average age is 60. In most other professions, people are thinking about retiring.
Yeah,
Whereas,
60, yeah.
do you know, farmers are only getting into it.
But in saying that, if we were trying to buy a farm, we wouldn't get it for nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
No. Land is very dear.
The YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You telling us your dad didn't know he was on YouTube at the start?
For nearly a year.
A good year. So I was doing the videos, started off, and I suppose I started off myself first, doing kind of my own bits, and he'd be in the background, and then I started putting the microphone on him. And then after a while, it was a good year, people kept saying to him, "Jesus, John, that YouTube and TikTok is great crack." "What are you talking about?" he says. It was a full year before he realised he was on it, like. And I'd say you still to this day, you've only watched about 5 videos, I'd say.
Yeah? It's all that matters.
But I suppose with the YouTube, it's unique because most farmers who watch on YouTube are probably 50 plus. They don't have TikTok accounts or Instagram. They're not on it. So a young fella, the Chromecast is the best thing going. Yeah. They cast it, they get the young lad or nephew or whatever to cast it onto TV. So my biggest following is probably older farmers on YouTube. Yeah. They love it. Like because we have a thing now every week. My father would tell a story about long ago, and people love hearing it. Like, But tis
Well,
different.
don't be shy, John.
Well, all I know about Langall, we're here in Cairn, Tipperary.
Oh, yeah.
We often drove up the road here. They're going up the new road now through Cork, but we came up through Mallow, Mitchelstown.
Yeah.
And to Cairn and to Cashel. Yeah. And it was nice to see all them towns. You don't see them anymore now.
Yeah.
But anyway, this year, I was coming up. I was retired this time from running myself. I was PRO. It was a race above in a place called Mine, north of Tuddles.
Yes.
So a place called Skihina Rinke. There was a man driving in front of me and he took this turn right and I see no indicator. And I ran into the back of him anyway. So anyway, he turned down his cross and he stopped the car and he rang the guards. And there wasn't one thing done to his car because he had a hitch on the back.
Right.
I had an all red curtain, it wasn't much at the time, but anyway, didn't he pull the bonnet off the front of it? So the guards came out and they said, they didn't do nothing really. We thought there'd be no more about it. But I said, how am I going to go up to mine? I said, I left the old car here. It is worth nothing. So one day thinking afterwards, one day they're buying a new pair of Wellingtons. They were more valuable than the car. I left the Wellingtons after me. So a car came on from another Kerry car going up from a place called Scott to Glyn. They took me up and I met the Kinmare bus above. They brought me down. And we're passing Kilgarvan. I bought a car that night at 10:30 from a lady I knew. So I was never without a car.
But you were summoned to the court.
But I was summoned to the court. That was what, 2 months after someone's here in Cairn. I think we went upstairs in the court. Yeah. I think it was upstairs. But anyway, it was 1994. So I brought a neighbour with me. And anyway, the judge, I think he was Patwell. But he was severe enough. There was a woman on and a man on, and they were both husband and wife. They were both summoned the same day. The mother in the morning, the father in the evening, carrying a child to school. And the child had special needs. It wasn't in care, it's just somewhere outside it. And so they pleaded guilty, and they asked that if they're put off the road, that they both be put off at different times so they could take the child to school, which was reasonable.
Yeah.
So whatever, this judge anyway, he slammed down them. 2 months for it, no, the 12 months. So the lad near me hit me a belt and he said, he was after saying before that if anyone talks in the court, 1 month in prison. So I wasn't trying to talk and the lad near me was hit me a belt. Shut up or
We'll be locked up.
So I was frightened when I'd be coming up to him, how I want to get out from this tough judge. But he only pulled me for, was it careless or dangerous? I think it was dangerous. But the guards, dangerous driving. My licence was endorsed. So that was that story anyway.
That was a good introduction to care.
Well, come here. So when you were in a bit of a tip, you just left the car there.
The car was... You couldn't go without the bonnet off it.
Where did you leave the car? On the side of the road?
I pulled it down and it was in the height of look. A man from my garage came. He was living down the by road there. And he was a nice man. And he said, I'll take that. He said, give me the keys. I'll take it this evening. So I have a garage. It might be some good to me.
Car for nothing.
So I said...
All he had to do was replace the bonnet.
And what? It was not going well. It was very heavy in petrol and it was the best thing I ever did because the new one I got couldn't use a half the petrol. Right. So I gained
It's still the case. He still has bad cars.
Lads, in the sheep farming, right? So when I was watching your videos and stuff, and I've watched other videos of sheep and stuff like that, they don't seem the brightest animal.
Jesus, my God.
Is that fair to say?
There's a saying, 101 ways to die by a sheep. Like, if you 10 sheep inside in a square room, a cushion room, you can guarantee you 2 of them would die before the week was out. They just try their best to get cotton wire, they'd turn upside down, they'd just fall over and die.
I seen the video on Instagram where there was a sheep stuck in a gully.
Oh, a gully, I see that one.
And then the boys were pricing him out for ages and they got him out and he jumped straight back down.
Straight back in, yeah. You were just tempted to just leave him there.
and say Dawson sheep now and stuff like that, right? Like you said, you're kind of on the mountain. It must be hard to gather them up. And then like sheep dipping, that's gone?
So,
is it?
No, it's definitely not gone, even though a lot of people got away from it. There's a fella down our way, he brings out a dipping truck. It's the best thing ever.
Right.
So usually to take us dipping, we'd have a tank inside in the shed. It would take 2 or 3 days, and it's fairly physical work. Like,
yeah.
And he brings out a truck now, and he have a dipping tank inside in the truck. Right. So you hunt the sheep up the race, and he'll have them all done within 4 or 5 hours. So.
Oh my
God, brilliant.
Brilliant.
So back in the days, lads would have been tossing sheep.
Sheep, yeah. So remember,
and they're dip better because it is a massive big thing. It's as big as the room here.
Yeah,
and churning them around and they're well dipped.
Yeah.
And he'll have them out in when you can put in 10 at the time or something like that.
Yeah, but it was tough. Remember you said our farm before was like the dipping area for Barnastuca, remember?
Oh yeah, we used to all have to dip them one day, and the day neighbours as well, and there was council dipping tanks, and you would be talking about 12 or 1300, and that had been December when the days are short. Couldn't be possible.
Yeah.
And they'd been inspector there, lucky though. And it could be pouring rain, and she would wash the dip off them that day. You couldn't pick the day, usually you would pick a dry day. But that day you would be notified you'll dipping such a day and you would have to dip.
So times have changed now, thanks be to God.
Thank God, yes.
Did you know when you're marking sheep?
Yeah.
Like paint or spray paint or whatever. Like if you're up in the mountains, does everyone have their own colour? Or how do you know the neighbour's sheep?
100%. Yeah. We've 2 red lines on their back, and like everyone, if they see a sheep that, say if our sheep broke into neighbours, they'd say, oh, that's Egan sheep there now. So we've the 2 red lines with...
Your neighbour could have blue or yellow or green. That's, and they could have Mart in a different place in the back.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know him otherwise.
And would you give them back?
We'd give him back, alright, but there'd be plenty of people around who wouldn't give him back. But like, that's why I suppose tags was brought in years ago, but like, sure, with a tag,
you can cut it off,
like so.
Right.
Shear the wool off, and sure, who's to prove that then? Like, yeah.
Because there's gas in places like the V now. If we were going over the V, going to Waterford or Youghal or somewhere, like, there's sheep all over the road.
Yeah, a lot of sheep there, yeah.
Good, like, just a big giant commonage, like.
Yeah.
When you were younger, John, like, you said you didn't have the whole place fenced.
No, I used to be out in the morning. They go into neighbours' field and they wouldn't ring you at all. There was no phones. Yeah. They'd meet you at mass. Everybody was going to mass. And you get a fair warning to keep your sheep. So you'd have to be up in the morning at the daybreak and have them cut out the field before they get up. In the spring especially. During the hungry time we'd call it.
Yeah.
But not in the rest of the year.
And you bother with foxes?
We would. This past year now we'd bother with foxes, but the only good thing we have, I suppose, we have a lot of rabbits. We have a gravelly lump there near the farm, and Jesus, there's probably 100 rabbits there, but they'd go for the rabbits before the lamb. But if there was no rabbit there, the lambs, a couple of years there, we had a lot of lambs gone, but you have to get shooters down. Yeah. We have a good few lads now at the page, they'd get onto us saying, can we come down and shoot? And I'd be like, come on away down, shoot away.
Well, Glyn was on radio one day about shooting a fox. What's her name?
Can't think for her name. It was on the Joe Duffy show,
Joe Duffy wasn't there that day. But anyway,
Katie Hannon.
That's the one, Limerick.
We've run ourselves with her before.
She was reasonably for the farmers, right? But there was people ringing in, they'd be 2 for and 2 against you.
Yeah.
And one woman said that the foxes never kill a live lamb, they only eat dead lambs. So that was put it up to Glyn. She was some
something. When I went on it, because they just rang me and said, will you go on the Joe Duffy show? And I said, when? No. So I was literally on the phone. I'd no time to prep.
We're up the mountain.
And we're up the mountain spreading fertiliser, and they were on about foxes, and I says, because I had a video on my YouTube of us holding a dead fox, and and I said, didn't we shoot a fox? They had a live lamb in the mouth, like. Yeah. Do you know, they're not from farms. They don't know how the real world works, like, do you know?
Other things I wanted to talk to you about. Have you turf?
No, we used to go to the bog.
We used to bit, Well, we used to bit the turf, but our place wouldn't be a great farm for turf, but we used to cut turf when I was young, But it's all been given up now in the last 20 years, I'd say. If we wanted turf, we'd buy it.
Tough work.
Hardship now.
We used to cut it with the Spillane. Yeah. So it wasn't with modern machinery like now. And we'd draw it home. And I remember when I was young, the horse would bring him. The horse used to do the work. Like there was in the farms and down in the south of Ireland. It was only in the big farms first, the tractors were. In the good land.
Yeah.
But now there's all types of machinery.
But with the new houses now, the electricity gone. Our house, we only built it there a couple months ago. And like the power went. No water, no heating, no electricity, nothing, like, you know. Yeah. Whereas even my father's house above, at least you could light the fire and we could get water from the well, like, you know. But these new houses,
no fire.
Do you know, like,
so even with the new taps that have the boiling water straight away, if it freezes,
waste
no water. Like,
so like we rang the electrician there the other day, and he says he'd never got more phone calls about generators. So he's pricing a lot of generators now, like, so we'll have to get one for the new house.
Get one, yeah.
And when you were young, John, had you electricity?
I suppose I was about 8 or 9. We got electricity reasonably early. Parts of Kilgarvan where we live, they didn't get it. Some people thought you'd have to pay too much. And if we were far away from the village, they charged you more for a house that was, saying in town, couldn't cost you much.
Yeah.
So we had it reasonably, I'd say.
What year?
About 9 or 10 years old, I'd say the late 50s. I can remember all right before that, you had this lamp, you would pump oil or something to be hanging up.
Like an old paraffin lamp.
Yeah,
or
but
something,
before that was candles, I think they said.
Yeah.
They used to be playing cards with candles. Jeez, they must have great eyesight.
It was all square thing back then though, calling to the
Twas
neighbours.
calling to the house.
Yeah.
You called to the neighbour's house by night, especially in the country areas.
Yeah.
And you would get the news. Like there wasn't much papers there either. People didn't, obviously there was no television.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't electric, well, you could have a radio maybe with a battery. I think there was a wet battery or something. They used to hear, they'd go for the All-Irelands, I think. It was a big thing that time, the All-Ireland final. If a house had a radio, they'd gather the neighbours, they'd even be outside the door.
Listening
to the All-Ireland. We all are here.
Yeah.
In olden times.
Had you run a water?
1967, we had a stream just outside the house and it was only...
We still get water out of it. It's fair handy, like.
It's a good stream.
If it freezes, like.
But it was right near the house. But 1967, I think we got running water. I think we got a phone in 1985. That's the house phone.
Yeah.
Before that, there was no phone. Of course, now they don't stop looking into their phone. You couldn't cross the road now, but they've been looking.
And we had this debate with my father saying when they were young, they had no fridge.
Oh, no.
And some people couldn't believe it.
No fridge. There was no fridge, no.
When did you get a fridge?
I can't think, no. We had electricity a long time before there was any talk about fridge. All they got first when the electricity came was the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the main thing, the light. They didn't hardly get anything else. They thought it was too costly.
Yeah.
I'd say it was a good long time because, you see, they used to kill animals and they used to salt them.
Yeah.
Put them into barrels. You would kill a sheep, kill a piece, maybe a cow or a young animal and put them into a barrel and... it would take a long time to eat them.
Yes.
So, whatever the salt used to do to them, you used to keep them.
Yeah.
Side in the barrel.
Times are changed now, though. Thanks be to God.
Oh, well.
I saw recently you were talking to a few farmers about Wagu.
Oh, Wagu, yeah.
Yeah, are lads getting into that? Is there money in that?
So Wagu, it is the most expensive beef actually in the world. It's Japanese, but like out in Japan it goes for colossal money altogether. But I called over to a farmer there, Conor Sheehan. So with my YouTube now, since it's kind of quieter during the winter months, I started calling out to different enterprises. So dairy farmers, beef farmers, and Wagu like. So like he's farming there now the last couple of years, and he sells the Wagu to butchers and all that and to restaurants. But it's taking off lovely. So there's only a couple of farmers in Ireland doing it, but you have to keep it for 4 years, whereas an ordinary beef, you can sell it there after, whatever, you can sell it after 16 months, 12 months probably.
Oh wait, the cow would have to be 4 years old?
Yeah, because the marbling of the meat to get it right
Jesus.
good. So it costs more to keep, obviously, and to buy it in, but it's not that big, as he was saying. It's hard to get a fiver off a farmer here to buy a burger, like, as you know yourself.
When you see it in the odd restaurant, you see the Wagu.
Yeah, it's lovely, that. It's
No,
lovely.
it is nice,
It is
but
nice,
it is pricey.
I have to ask you about the GAA, lads.
Yeah.
Oh, well, in the GA, I can tell you, in the very start, we were 3 miles from Kilgarvan village. And it was mostly hurling, because in the 1950s, Kilgarvan won 3 Kerry Senior Hurling Championships.
Right.
And the tradition was there, but the standard was gone down, I know, but we still played it. But when I take off to go to the village in the evening to train, I'd have to watch my father was gone away somewhere because he wouldn't want me going. Where the hell were we going, that foolish carry on, he said.
He'd want you working.
Yeah, he'd want to at home. But I remember we trained maybe 2 days a week, and we hurling was always first, but if it got kind of dark, you got the football. But it was too dark to see the small ball. But I that's how I got stuck with the GA, and I was involved with it for years, and then when I started running, I kind of had to take a back seat because I was more successful at the running.
Running than the hurling.
But Kilgarvan, like, we're down in the heart of all football territory, but Kilgarvan is all hurling. It ever has been, like.
And because North Kerry is kind of a hurling stronghold as well.
North Kerry hurling clubs would compete with any club across Ireland, like.
Yeah.
But we're it's like all rural areas now in Ireland. The rural parishes, they're thick, like, for numbers, like.
Even in Care here is a big enough town, like. We
They're
couldn't
15,
field,
like.
We couldn't field an under 19 team.
You're still playing, aren't you, lads, juniors, eh?
We chanced it last year, alright.
We played last year, right now.
The juniors a bit of crack, though, to be fair, like.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
We had more lads injured from the crack than the hurling.
But the thing about the junior hurling is there could be a lot of lads that wouldn't play at all, and they could come onto the senior team and maybe very good.
Yeah.
You know, they might be left in the subs all the time. I see a lot of clubs now, they don't put on the subs.
Yeah.
They don't put on the subs for some bit anyway. How are they going to... So a junior team helps to keep the senior team.
True. I'd say hurling was fairly lively in your day, John.
Christ, I'll tell you about one match. We were playing in 1966 in a Kerry minor hurling semi-final. We were called Kenmare Kilgarvan. And the senior final was played after us between Ballyduff and Dixnaw. Two small villages but neighbours.
Yeah.
They nearly killed each other. How we were there at all was, we were in the dressing room, we were left out on the sideline in Tralee. There was a big crowd, but we being in the minor before it, we were left in the sideline. And I remember, well, every ball was contested would be killed. There was hurlers broke. So just before half time, there was a famous Kerry hurler for Lixnaw, Tom Bond McCarthy, sent off by the referee. He could have sent off plenty more as well, but so when they sent him off, it kind of quietened down in the second half. And I remember that there was only 1 point in it in the end, and it was the team that had the man sent off last. So I'm saying if he was on, they might have won. But it frightened everybody. Yeah. So
to see you sending off?
After he was sent off just before, and that time it would be very hard to be sent off. You
nearly
wanted
to kill someone.
You would. But afterwards in the Kerry, they had no more local referees for years because they get in from Limerick or Cork neighbouring counties to referee the hurling because they were the clubs were so near together and would be too involved, and nobody wanted to referee it because you could be killed the following week.
You had to bring in outside referees.
Yeah, but the hurling, it was good hurling in Kerry now, but that time the hurling was hard. Like, it was hard, but it was awful rough. Like, you could be injured, as simple as that.
Yeah.
Jenny Mac.
It was like the time when John Doyle was playing for Tipperary in the great full back line, Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen, boy. Yeah.
I wouldn't like to go in around them lads. Yeah.
No.
It must be unreal, Glyn, like to be able to first of all have the success of YouTube, but a successful farm with your father, like, and
I suppose
you look like you've great crack.
I suppose the only thing what I hear tis kind of unique to say. There's not that many farm accounts out there, and the ones that are there, tis more a lot of them are putting the camera into their face, whereas I rather put the camera nearly on him. But we nearly show more bad stuff than the good stuff, and a lot of accounts probably wouldn't show the bad side of things.
It's very real.
We like to be realistic. Like you're going to have. So if like there for the ram, we bought a ram for €800. He wasn't there 2 days and the ram died, like €800 down the drain. But do you know, like
most people aren't telling you about that.
Another ram came down the field and he belted him straight into the ribs with his horns.
Stop.
Stone dead.
I'm the boss here.
Like, yeah, but like you're gonna have a lot of hardship with farming, like, and like we like to show that, and it's kind of realistic, like, and people enjoy it, like, but. 'Tis for all ages, like we wouldn't be on that TikTok that much. We started uploading now a bit, but 'tis more YouTube. We were kind of big
Can I ask, who's the boss?
I'm the boss.
He's the boss now.
I'm the boss.
I'm
the boss. He's the talker, though.
He gets a good fucking from me sometimes.
Do you see him doing things on the farm?
For a lot of foolish things, and he have to admit he is wrong then.
But I suppose I'm trying to. He's still stuck back in the 50s and 60s, like, so I'm trying to bring
him into
newer ways. And everything we put into the farm, he's against it. Then after 6 months, he'd say to the neighbour, "Geez, that's a great job, isn't it?" And he was dead against it himself before it, like.
And in some of the videos, you have neighbours and stuff in.
Yeah.
Do lads mind, or do you have to say to them, "Look, I'm going to"?
To be fair,
I've seen the two boys out chatting and poking ball in the field.
Oh, Thomashin.
Yeah,
he is.
He's 88 years.
Yeah. He's what?
He's the man that drove the bus the year we went up to the All Ireland in 68 and the window was broke. He's 88 years.
Yeah, he was.
And he's running a dance, all-time dancing for charity in a place called Kilcummin every week, and it brings in a lot of money. He's like a young lad.
Oh, he's a character. There's a couple.
And he's still interested. His wife died. He's still interested in women. He's a character.
He loves women.
He does. He is. A mighty dancer. And I'd say if we met him in the boxing, he could be.
But no, we like a lot of people would get on to us about doing videos. Obviously, some people when they hear videos, they'd shy away from it.
Yeah.
But we, like a lot of farmers there now, I'd always say to them, "Look, I'm not going to embarrass you at all. Like it might take sometimes it might take a few clips, as you know yourselves. Like if you get stuff wrong. So we're not in the business of making fools of people. We want everyone to come across good, you know.
Yeah.
And like farmers, a dying breed. All these old characters, like so like a lot of these characters are gone, and a lot of them there's not many left now. Like so, we want to make as much content as possible. Like
I have to say, after I know it's a tough job and all, but John, you seem like a man with so much energy and so fresh. What keeps you young?
Christ, all the things I've been involved in. I suppose one time I was PRO of about 5 different organisations. Kenmare Boxing Club, Kerry County Board Boxing Club, Kilgarvan GA Club, South Kerry Hurling Board and Nog, and of course athletics, which I was always. Athletics would be my number one.
I'd say you were never idle.
No, I was never idle.
And do you drink?
Christ, I would.
He drinks. Oh, he loves to drink.
I would. I drink before races and everything.
One of the last videos we did, it was a dairy farmer in Kilgarvan about a few weeks ago now, and we did the video and he said, will you come in there for a hot whiskey? It was a right cold day. Well, he nearly poisoned us, remember?
Oh yeah, we did. I fell up the stairs.
I had to bring him home.
He had to bring me home.
What time of day was that?
About
Right, early in the
middle of the
morning, we started. And 3 bottles of whiskey. Your man's father was after dying. And from the old house we went in and he carried us in and another lad, 3 of us were together. And he started throwing in the whiskey and the punch. And I was standing up, almighty Christ, lads, it nearly killed us.
You stayed at it for the day?
It just came 3 o'clock, there was 3 bottles of whiskey gone, lads. We had to go home. You couldn't stand. You were sick for a week after it. But that's not always the case now, going to people's farms.
Yeah.
But that was great crack until the following day.
Lads, fair play to you, lads. I love what you're doing. We love watching videos. If anyone's listening and somehow hasn't heard about the YouTube channel, where can they see it?
I suppose Instagram, The Sheep Shepherd, and for YouTube, it's The Sheep Shepherd. Type it in, and same with TikTok and Facebook. But I suppose what we do is we try to showcase all aspects of farming. What we do, like it's coming up to busy season now with the lambing, so we'll have plenty content.
Yeah.
So if the weather is going to be like last year, geez, we'll have savage content all the
Keep you
time.
under pressure, John.
People love watching stuff go wrong.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch, all the lambs are going well, do you know that way?
But it's a good life.
Oh, it's a good life.
One time
farming.
last year, there was it was pissing rain altogether. An awful flood. So this sheep came down along a road, and then the dog come down after. I was coming up the road, and then the sheep jump across the flood, and the lamb was being carried.
Yeah.
So I said, geez, I can't get the lamb be carried. And I was nearly carried myself. I fell, and I caught the lamb all right, and I was nearly carried. I barely came out, but I held on to the lamb for dear life. And the lamb was alive. Like, it's dangerous too.
Yeah,
Things
we've
like
a
that.
fairly big river outside, and like during the floods, geez, there'd be vicious
massive
flood coming
flood.
down there. Like, but he hopped in after the lemonade.
Into the water.
I came in well below him. I said that I'd be gone across the river near him, you know, and I just barely caught him by a leg.
And there was a girl there, Emily from Langford. It was one of her second nights being here, and your man comes up, drowned. I nearly died. She was in absolute shock. What kind of wild animals are these?
Lads,
mind
you're
him.
a tonic. You're a fucking veggie.
I love advice. Keep doing what you're
Thanks,
doing.
lads.
Thanks a million for coming.
No matter, lads. All the best.
I'm out here 10 years. Shut turn.